Good afternoon. It's a cold one today. It was, I believe, 0 or just below 0 this morning when I got up. It's a little warmer now. It's in the teens. But I wanted to show some success I had with my fence project. So Tanya and I were unsure about putting posts through the back end of the pig area. If you watch some of the pig videos, you'll see that in their one paddock, when they're like mid-grown, I usually put them in there. They make an enormous wallow in this like kind of natural spring area, and each year it comes back better than it was the year before, but each year they like to get in there and mud it all up again. There's so much water flowing just beneath the surface of the ground there that I could literally poke my finger into the ground and it'll just fill up with water right away. So we were unable to get a skid steer back in there to pound the fence post, so we had to auger holes, and obviously that creates a bigger hole, a less stable post, so you got to use cement, especially on corners and H braces, which most of this back is, since it's so short. So it only goes from here, and then what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 posts down to there. I'm talking 50 yards tops, probably less than that. So, you know, a lot of corners, a lot of braces, and a lot of wet area. It's a swamp down there. So all we did was we just poured Quikrete in the hole around it, which the bag says you can do, and it says add 1 gallon of water. Well, I added water, not a whole gallon, but the problem was, and my worry was, the hole was already full of water. Like the water level was up to here. So I was, worried that the concrete would be weak, or it would just kind of absorb into the dirt, that it wouldn't solidify. And it's frozen right now, but that doesn't matter. I did this on a 50-degree day, and this post is quite sturdy. It ain't going nowhere. It'll certainly support this corner. So, don't be afraid to try things. I just poured it in there. Every single one of these posts is in there hard as a rock. They're not going to force out. Obviously, if I was having problems with frost heaving, we've had a couple, negative sub-zero nights here. These things didn't budge. They are in there, every single one of them. So you can see here, I had concrete kind of bubbling up out of the ground, and it's cracking here on top, where it's, it's just concrete sitting on top of dirt. But down in that hole where it had a chance to bind to the wood, that is solid as a rock. Pun intended. So every single one of them worked, where we had to bore the holes. Oh, don't mind the deer carcass there. This one here, you can still see surface water, right? It's flowing out of the ground, which is why it's still liquid, even though it's 20 degrees out. But even that post, withstanding surface water, this post does not wriggle, twist. It's in there. So, if you're putting posts in, you have to auger some holes. If you can't pound them, obviously if you can pound them. But if you have to auger them, just pour the concrete in the hole. Don't have to mix it. Don't, no stone, no nothing. Bag of Quikrete, gallon of water. If you have standing water, you don't even need the gallon of water. And it'll work. You'll have a nice sturdy fence. And now that I think about it, I don't know that I would be annoyed with the job if I paid someone to do it, because what else are you going to do up there? You're pounding posts into a natural spring, or not pounding posts, you're augering holes in mud and trying to solidify a fence post where it's a very challenging job. So, I believe that was the only good solution, since you can't get equipment in there to push the post into the ground. So I will tell myself, job well done.